Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, mic check, 1, 1, 1. Breaker, breaker, 1, 9, mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, it looks like the video and the microphone is working. I had to restart this like 5 times. Let me know if there are any issues. Let me post my Cash App for people that want. Okay, this is going to be for Aries. Follow on TikTok. Help me get to 1K. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Check out the YouTube live stream at Running on Tarot. I'm doing free questions over there right now. Okay, stability of emotion, not receptive of just anything. You want to make sure that you're not saying no to something that's divinely guided or blessed. You could be too busy shot clock watching and missing the chance at integrating with the mystic right now, the mystical. Okay. This is too much of an energy of dwelling in like a betrayal or left for dead, excuse me. It's not worth staying in that energy. Get up, be of service in some way, shape, or form to your liking. Get in the mix, get in the fold, even if it's online. Remember, the universe loves when you're, moving the energy around. So anything beats bed rotting. Okay, if you go outside, or even if you're creating content or communicating, moving the good word around, moving the good energy around here. Okay, something could be rushing into your household, a manifestation soon enough that will leave you feeling free from this stagnant energy. It'll represent crossing the finish line of sorts and or having successfully crossed this marathon of a desert race. It's like a camel walking through the desert for a while. But you finally made it. I'll bet my life that this next week is going to be a big week. So reach out for more. Let's see what Taurus has to say. I would die for you. Fine. But I have life insurance. I would die for you. See for Taurus. If you're not Taurus, take it for your second house. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can live stream for y'all. In the meanwhile, catch me on the YouTube at Running Gun Tarot. I'm actually live streaming right there, taking free questions at Running Gun Tarot on the YouTube right now. 9 of Wands, again, Taurus or second house cross watcher. This is a heavy burdened energy. Overthinking. It feels like you might be saddled with debt, but not to worry. This isn't going to be like your legacy. This isn't going to be like where the story ends. I do see you getting a foothold of stability here. Trust that you taking the higher road, sticking to your ethic, your morality, it will pay off. You will be receiving this new opportunity here. You'll have actually your pick of the litter is what I'm getting. Maybe several opportunities or several ways that you could play this opportunity. Yeah, I see you kind of sitting on your high horse on top of the world's energy. your luck finally turning. Remember, if you're in like a spout, a dry spell, um, that wheel of fortune energy, it can't stay down forever. Your bad luck can't stay forever. So trust that it might have to do with like a bigger cycle, usually a bigger planetary cycle. Some people say working off karma, but the key is what could I do here and now? Where could I be useful to others, serving myself, my highest self? Where can I look back in 6 months? Because 6 months is going to fly by like that. A year is going to fly by like that. 2 years is going to fly by like that. What habits do you want to consistently work at and improve slowly but surely? Not necessarily doing it for the money, but doing it because this is what you do. This is how you move energy. Anytime you move energy, things tend to want to aggregate and magnetize and grow bigger and bigger and bigger, a snowballing effect. So think in terms of that. Don't necessarily just think in terms of dollars and cents. Um, and you'll notice that you're building momentum. Life is about momentum. Okay, reach out for more. How do I reach these kids? Yup, about what to you? Yup, about. Okay, this is gonna be for Aries. Follow on TikTok. I've just been to birth. This is for Gemini, or if you're not a Gemini, take it for your third house. You can look up the third house and see what that's about. Follow me on Twitter, or Twitter. Follow me on TikTok. Help me get to 1K. It's like a live stream for y'all. Twitter. Um, Check me out on the YouTube at Running Gun Tarot. I'm actually doing live questions there, live free readings and questions at Running Gun Tarot on YouTube. Reach out for a personal, private, one-on-one reading. Okay, let's see what comes out for Gemini and or third house crosswatch. Okay, so you have like a longing, forlorn watch. I call it shot clock watching, not being present. Like when you're waiting for something, you think that that something is going to bring you happiness. But that's usually not the case. If it's money, if it's a job, if it's like a significant other, usually that thing is a clear demarcation that looking too much forward and ahead, to where can you be aligned and in tune with your energy levels right now, where you could be of service to others or to yourself. It doesn't have to be this big whole project, launching off the ground. It could just be, whatever you're doing. It's like I liken it to like feeling like you're buried in sand. When you're buried in sand, the best thing that you could do is move your fingers slowly but surely, and eventually it'll create this kind of tide where the sand is moving to fill the space that you're making. And that's how large, pockets of land and mass could move by the slow minimal movement. So you're just building this spiraling energy up and up more and more. um, and that's going to make the difference here. That's going to cause the shift and the change that you're that's going to cause the shift and the change that you're looking for here. That's my cue to go. Reach out for more. I got an incoming tarot message that I got to do for someone, an incoming reading. Holler for more. Peace. Twitter. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now. Twitter. Usually, guys want sex or sandwich. Why is he talking to you? First and foremost, attention. For Gemini. Second. I don't want to do your happy hour thing. I don't know why they would do- No, I'm not doing fucking 87 cents a minute. Why is it saying that? Jesus Christ. Can I do? Let's see. Where are my? I gotta look at my. Um, how do I not participate in happy hour? How do I not participate in happy hour here? User details. Call them now. Oh, there you go. No. No happy hour. $2 a minute. I'll do 2 questions. How do I see service details? Office, tools, community. History. The fuck? Registered. Ah, it's funny. Instead of doing questions, just do 10 cards. Or just do a. Okay, where was I? Don't think about it too much, too much. Chad Colgan, you son of a bitch. Whoops a doodle. Where was I? Cancerian. Okay, let's see where we are. I swear there has to be something on this shirt that keeps on making me itches. Reveal yourself, you son of a bitch. I swear I pulled out 2 pieces of hair before this crazy lady called me. I don't know what it is. What is it? Lord help me. Okay, let's see what comes out. Cancerian or fourth house crosswatcher, reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can live stream for y'all there. Catch me on the YouTube at Run and Gun Tarot. I'm doing a live stream over there right now, actually answering free questions, giving free readings. So this is internal alchemy. Okay, a lot of internalizing, calming of the mind, calming of the waters. The feeling, the emotion, maybe even getting back into sitting for long periods of time in silence and meditation, knowing that that's a good way to kind of recharge your batteries. There are other sources of energy than just what we know and understand in the 3D realm, right? Sometimes you need to um, plug into the gas pump of like the ether, the nothingness, the void, and you're literally filling up on that. And when you're filling up on that, that means all the clutter, all the mess goes away. And that in the spiritual realm is a way of rejuvenating, so that when you come out of that, you might be able to think more clearly, you're more organized, you're more go with the flow, you're more in tune to your energy levels, you're not just tuned into the earthly forms of energy, caffeine, sugar, things like that. So it's like you're spiritually recharging. That's something that I've been kind of recently reminded of myself. I saw an interview with Jerry Seinfeld, and he was talking about that being a form of spiritual energy, sitting in meditation. So I've been trying to get back to that myself lately. But let's see what comes out. What else for Cancerian or fourth house? Big picture overview, maybe trying to find where you want to be in the larger scheme of things. You're coming across as very influential in your power, in your personal power, not trying to do the heavy lifting as much on your own. I also see blessings are bound to come in with the 3 of Wands here, something that's going to allow you to celebrate. But don't hinge your happiness or your satisfaction, your personal sense of contentment on that. Okay, you want to find how you can get in the mix here and now that is correlated to your energy levels. Okay, not pushing the Sisyphean boulder up the hill, not hitting your head against the wall, expecting something from your efforts, but something that you could really lose yourself in. That is also a form of active meditation. It feels like there is a decision that will need to be made. 2 of Sword in the upright, 5 of Pentacle. What's this decision here, Spirit? For fourth house or Cancerian. Okay, it could be who you want to celebrate with, who you want to share this news and insight with. Remember, with success and maybe even glory comes, onlookers and latch your honors, attach your honors, people that want to, latch on to the good times. But you got to remember who was there for you when things were, meek, when things were at a low tide. I do see a narrowing down energy here. For some, it'll be, who you want to be with in a relationship. If you're at a crossroads, I think that the best thing to do as far as that example of a choice would be to settle yourself, let things settle. And again, those who stay, even if it's like an option of like a work option, that which stays is meant for you. You can't really miss what's meant for you. And the bridge and the path will be revealed, 5 of Swords in the reverse. And so that queen is now not only in her personal spiritual power, but she's able to um, implement that so that it manifests in an earthly power. You see, now she's represented as the Queen of Pentacles, non-gender specific, but more so uh, able to have that reflected in the 3D. But that's based on your values, what you're truly aligned with, water reaching its level, and your earthly manifestation, your earthly worldly treasures being a reflection of you. But this is also someone who's doing it the right way. I'm getting a sense that this has a lot to do with morality, the path that you've taken, the bridge, the Five of Swords in reverse, as opposed to, this isn't really for those that are corrupt. We see it all the time on TV, ugly, dirty money, ugly, dirty people. Um, that they might look, sheeny and shiny on the outside, but we know that they're dirty, toxic people. So that's not for those people. This is for the people that are actually sticking to that moral, ethical code and compass. Um, but a lot needed to be said of what you had to learn this cycle of maybe solitude for some, or when the chips were down, not in your favor, when your luck was possibly at an all-time low point. Spirit usually does this to clear you away from the snakes in the garden by taking all your blessings away and leaving you in the raw so you could really know the value of things when the high tide comes back. And you could really know who you are and what you're made of and what your values are without being distracted by the outside worldly temptations. Let's see what comes out for fifth house or Leo. Reach out for more, please. Okay, Jen, what do you want? Let me post this and then I'll read all your shit. Okay, let's see. What did say? I'd like to know if my recent breakup was, and to just move on, good or bad. Okay, thank you. The right choice. Well, I mean, why did you break up with the person? You know what I'm saying? What was your reasoning for breaking up with the person? Usually that lets you know if that was the right choice or not. Now, what are the attributes or characteristics that you would define as narcissistic? What are the attributes? What do you consider as narcissistic? Because there could be like a man who's like just trying to get his money up, trying to get his paper up. And so he's just really hyper focused on what he's doing and success. You know what I'm saying? In which case, I wouldn't consider that narcissistic. At this point, I would say that yes, you should just move on. Um, I would say move on, but at the same time, I don't trust your side of things. I've been doing this for long enough to know that one side of the story is not the clear picture. But I think that if this person is pushing you to break up, then yeah, just keep on moving forward. And right now, what you're dealing with is more so the internal, what I call like the egoic attachments. it's never good when you flip flop and go back and forth in a relationship. So I would just say, full send, move on, go forward, reflect, and try to be very objective with yourself. What was your role in this? What was on you? And then what was on him? But I would just say, yeah, keep on moving forward, let it go. That's usually the answer more often than not. Financially, yeah. Yeah, you will be. Financially, things always work out as long as you are, um, I would say get the word out to those that are nearest and dearest to you. If you're looking for a new job, a new gig, let others know that you're looking, people that you feel comfortable with. That way they could mention it to other people, um, that, they may be around if they hear conversation about work or relocation or working remote. Things like that happen. And financially, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So the more that you network and the more that especially if you're looking for new work, a new job, things of that nature. Okay. Because the finances are not the problem. You could, especially now after COVID, you could go behind on your electric bill, your gas bill, you could go in debt, and they're not going to like garnish wages or anything. So right now is all about your networking, who you want to connect with, obviously doing the practical things that you are able to do to not overspend. But yes, finances are not the problem. It's just who are you networking with and who are you connecting with to get out of that problem. Yeah, the getting sick part, I mean, on the one hand, it's like if there's nothing that he could do about it, then I could see that point of view if you guys are not living together. Um, but it's hard to kind of quantify what does it mean to care if you're just talking, text message. So you could go into a lot of detail of that. Let's see, Leo. Okay, this is going to be for Leo or Fifth House. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. I'm going to get to 1K so I can live stream for y'all. I'm actually doing free readings and free questions on the YouTube at Run and Gun Tarot. Is a YouTube channel, so check me out there. Five of Wands, coming out of conflict here. Okay, avoiding the traps, avoiding the things that you know are going to piss you off. Comments, people, things on social media, disagreements, just totally choosing to be like the eagle and raising your elevation, soaring over it, taking the 5-year rule into account. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my. Actually, one interesting kind of, I'm calling them uploads now. One interesting upload that I got was, this was a while ago. Really, truly, nothing is worth your happiness. And I know that sounds so surface level and plain, but like, you can't put a price on your happiness. So just be mindful of what you're outsourcing, what you're purchasing, what you're trading in your happiness for, because chances are it's not worth it. Take that and try to kind of break that down and integrate that into your situation as best as you can. The Nine of Heart in the upright is about satisfaction. Okay, it's an energy. Could be if it's through the lens of career. This is your resume. This is being qualified, coming out of roadblocks, being ahead in the competition, ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, ahead of the pack, sticking out of the line, like the number one choice. This is also a minor arcana, wish fulfillment. Emotionally, you feel very kind of, you don't need external validation. Again, to the happiness part where you're fine with who you are, you know who you are, you know what you believe in. You're able to see the low vibrational energies a mile away. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's that choice to just, rise above it. Don't get bogged down in the nonsense. For all we know, you can have fucking CIA, FBI, people that are purposely trying to fuck with you and gaslight you behind like all this technology, social media. Like we don't know what the fuck is real nowadays. All I'm saying is take it all with a grain of salt. Um, if things are oddly, curiously feeling like they're against you or not in your favor, or something weird always seems to happen, it's like you really have to like broaden your understanding, and just more fuel for the reasoning behind it's not worth your happiness. Okay. And at the end of the day, all things are going to boil down to a spiritual war, anyways. All right. And the less that you give your give value and importance away to things outside of yourself, the more you're just going to have things roll off your back like water off of a duck's back, you know. What can I see here? The Five of Pentacles always reminds me of where I could give back, where I could help others, where I could serve others. Knowing that, especially if you're in the States, first world country, you have blessed more so than most of the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking there are people that live off of like $1 a day. So you really have to keep that perspective, contextualize your birthright, what you were born into, what you have living in a first world, things like that for all the people that live in like, a fairly comfortable, country. You have a roof over your head, you're safe, things like that. That perspective is going to help you kind of get out of that funk, that term bed rotting, where you're just stagnant. It's because you're not moving energy around. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be small. Just build that momentum, get that little small movement going energetically, emotionally. And before you know it, you're just in the mix. You're in that zone, is what they call it in sports, where you're just doing what you do and you're not concerned about anything that comes of it. You're just doing it for the sake of what you're doing here. Anything else here? King of Wands in the upright. Yeah, this is just kind of like getting to X marks the spot, getting to that place, getting up, showering, getting ready. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know where you're going. Just you're putting yourself in a position to be successful by getting up, getting out the door, or, getting up, if you do social media content or if you work from home, getting up and getting ready. Okay, it's that kind of energy and that momentum that you have behind what it is that you're doing that's going to make all the difference. King of Pentacle, and we're seeing that like when you start to do things based off of momentum and the kind of universal law of moving energy around, the money comes after the fact. We've seen that twice today, actually. One with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. This came out in the reading before. Now we're seeing the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So what does this say? This says that your influence, your ambition, your self-starter, your self-motivating energy that's going to get you to take action, not for money, right? We're not doing things for money. We're doing things for the intrinsic value in and of itself. And somehow magically it kind of just comes to us. Now, obviously, things don't magically happen like that. There's going to be some practical kind of, I don't know if funneling is the right word, but where there's going to be some sort of mediation. But there are always avenues for that. This is why everything is hooked up and linked in on social media, web payment sites, things like that, where you set it up and it filters where it needs to go. But that's done passively. You are the main event. You are the thing that is doing the thing that needs to be done by the universe. So therefore, you don't have to think about the money, is what this is trying to say. For instance, if you do music, it's about putting the quality, the content, the work, the man hours into it, not expecting. So like an example like that would be a good example, using like music. Because remember, the value is going to be in the people currency, the people's attention, the people's energy. And then that'll eventually down the line translate. But the problem is that too many of us are looking for the money. And that is a big kind of like closed door sign. That's actually just putting like a big like do not enter sign, right? And so practicing abundance means doing things for the movement of the energy, right? to keep on with like the music metaphor, as soon as you pick up that guitar, or if you knit, it could be like knitting, like my mom knits. As soon as, or crochets, as soon as you start doing that, you're moving energy around, and eventually that adds up to like a quilt, and eventually it's like quality. I know it sounds so like I'm high on mushrooms saying something so basic, but I think that the kind of key here, the magical kind of key that turns the door in the lock, is that it's not about focusing on the thing that's not important. It's about focusing on the process, getting lost in the process. The universe wouldn't have you moving in that way, doing that what you are doing for no reason, if it wasn't inherently intrinsically valuable, right? So a little bit of just kind of shifting that focus and that attention from the brass tacks, dollar and cents, to more so the spirit and the motion, the momentum of the endeavor or the activity, and getting lost in that. That's where the magic happens, right? When your brain makes that switch, that turnover. And they usually say that, I think it's like you do something for like 10 or 15 minutes before your brain like clicks over and starts to go into that kind of like automatic, you know, juju, that automatic magic, where it starts to go into the flow. You get into the state. In sports, they call it the zone. So likewise, anything that you're doing for like 15 minutes or more, you get to the zone. That's where the magic is. That's where you see those big kind of leaps and bounds and breakthrough results. So shoot for that. Okay, that's the message. Let's see what Virgo has to say. Let's keep this rolling. Reach out for more. I think that was Leo. Thanks for hanging out, Jennifer. If that's you. It's a beautiful morning. Syrian or fourth house crosswalk. Or sixth house crosswatch. We reach out for one-on-one on the YouTube at Run and Gun Tarot, doing free questions and readings of Gun Tarot on YouTube, all one word. Follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can live stream for y'all. I'm gonna try to look at both cameras because I have them both set up. But this is the Knight of Pentacles for Virgo. If you're not Virgo, take your sixth house, look that up. You can Google that and see what that pertains to in your life. This is a stable, slow moving forward energy. Slow and steady wins the race. You are not focused on the goal, the end goal. You are focused on the process. So therefore, it would behoove you to enjoy the process as you're going through it, right? It doesn't have to be painstaking and pulling teeth. If you find that it is, whatever it is that you're in the process of, then you might need to take a time out, take a break, meditate, try to get to the root and the core of what the resistance is. Queen of Swords here. This feels like an antagonistic energy, but it is very kind of cerebral, logically minded, math and science oriented, reason, rationale, business, scientific, maybe even studying the process here. Anything else between these two, Spirit? Nine of Heart feels like a wish fulfillment. It could be a Virgo Libra energy matching. Feel free to trade the places of Virgo Leo energy as well. Is what I'm getting here. So double Virgo energy. It's apropos. We are on the sign of Virgo. Minor Arcana wish fulfillment. We talked about the energy of a resume. Someone might see you as independent, emotionally self-sufficient. You're not just falling for anyone. You've been around the block. Inner knowing, Ace of Swords. Anything else we need to know about this Queen of Swords? Who this is? Who's the Knight of Pentacle? Queen of Swords. So Knight of Pentacle feels like a slow work energy, right? And the funny thing about that, as I ask that, is that if you're looking at this through the lens of the Queen of Swords, you're not going to like this because she's very sharp. She's very chop. She wants things here and now, but and she's coming across as chomping at the bit with the Knight of Wands here. So you really need to slow that energy down. Don't look in that direction if you're waiting for a work opportunity. Focus on what you can do here and now, what you're willing to do, right? That's the key factor. What am I willing to do? And it doesn't have to be all mapped out, planned out. It doesn't have to be all sorted out and understood. As long as you get things moving, that's what counts. Whatever takes you from your focus in this direction that is moving very slow. Okay, because that's going to zap your energy. That's going to zap your confidence, even if you're ruminating over something, right? So just look in a completely different way is what I'm getting here. Okay. Yes, I feel like this will bring you a lot of money, though, a lot of, an influx in currency, a positive upswing for your finances. This feels like a good match for you. Okay, you feel like you're above the competition here, so no need to concern yourself with this. This could be a work from home gig as well. Yes, I do see you getting this new opportunity and you integrating and becoming a part of this Queen of Pentacles in the upper. Anything else that we need to know for Virgo or the sixth house? It's interesting because Virgo usually rules that sixth house day in and day out. What's integrated into your day in and day out lifestyle? Okay, so this is actually going to have positive ripple effects for you emotionally as well. You see the Queen of Sword making the decision, a la the King of Sword, transfers to the Queen of Pentacles, meaning you're being integrated, initiated into this possibly new work situation here. So now I'm getting like she's transforming hats here. Now she becomes the Queen of Pentacles because the Pentacle is this financial stability, and that's going to allow you to open up emotionally. I think we hate to say it, but our well-being, our satisfaction is integrated with the usually the financial standing. But I'm a firm believer that you can reverse engineer that. You can fake it till you make it. You can switch your perspective, your priorities. You could do a lot of kind of manifestation, acting as if work there. Meaning like act as if I have it already. Act as if that I'm taken care of already financially where I want to be. Act as if. So that you can open up your emotional self, because the emotional self I feel is going to play a big role in the direction of where you're moving here. You see, this is how you're able to make decisions to a sword. But you can't make a decision if you're burdened, if you're bitter, because this is taking forever and a day. That's the last place that you want to make decisions from. So you want to invest in yourself. We've been talking a lot about how meditation is filling up on source energy, which is not an energy that a lot of us really fathom or consider. We think of energy as like sugar, caffeine, maybe a well night's rest of sleep, but there's another kind of middle of the road source of energy point, which is that kind of its source. It's sitting in that nothingness. It's like you're filling up on that emptiness, is for the lack of words to be able to describe it. But that's what meditation is basically. Because you got to understand when you're sleeping, more so biological effects are taking are being implemented there, and that's not necessarily as restful as it is biological that is needed, right? Your brain is undergoing all these chemicals and what have you. It's very different from just meditation, where you're in a wakeful state, sitting in silence, typically with your eyes closed. Soon enough, you will be up and at 'em already. You will be in motion. Things will be in the mix and swinging and moving. Okay. Yeah, when things start moving, they will be moving very quickly here. Okay. Yeah, but don't dwell, because the more you dwell, then the more you're going to build a narrative, and the narrative that you're building from that kind of negative space, maybe even like a resentment or bitterness, it's gonna mislead you. Okay, so don't don't worry and think about that direction of things that is not in your immediate control here. Especially if you've been kind of like tip-winded of like, something's coming, but then now you're waiting on it. That seems to be the worst. So the way that you don't make that the worst is by focusing in a different direction completely. Okay. Just know it's a shoe-in, and you don't need to, it's ready in the bag. You don't need to overthink it. Think in a different direction. Do in the present moment. Good job, Mark. It's a beautiful morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gonna reading on TikTok, YouTube, case I'm actually doing free readings and free questions. Out for Libra. If you're not a Libra, take this for your 7th house. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me here on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can stream for y'all. If not, you can catch me on YouTube at Running Gun Tarot, where I'm actually taking free questions and readings right now. So this is gonna be for Libra. If you're not a Libra, take it for your 7th house. You got an energy of restoration, rejuvenation, could be meditation. Something's not growing in. It's not meant to grow in right now. So you don't want to move faster than your manifestation, right? That's a simple recipe for like self-destruction. You want to tune into your own kind of emotional state of being. Look at the bigger picture. Look at how far you've come. I'm getting that there is a checkpoint here. You know that something is a shoe-in. Something's bound to happen. Something has already happened. You may have been informed or notified of it. But the key is that you don't want to be in the realm of your thinking, because that's always going to move quicker than the actual manifestation coming in. So better to focus in a different direction here. Okay. Yeah, this is not something that you can kind of fight your way out of or fester. It's not going to help if you fester on it. It has to take however long it has to take. It'll come when it comes. Yeah, you are ending this kind of very burdensome cycle here, and you are entering your kind of phase of your own personal narrative, legacy, this whole new chapter where you can finally feel like you're getting things back on track. And maybe even at the same time getting back into relationship mode for those that are single and looking. This will probably be something that comes later on in the year, though. Okay, more so like the 4th quarter of the year. Again, you don't want to overthink that either if you're not moving in that direction. Right now, first things first. Remember that 7 of Pentacles was that thing that was in the invert, right? So now the fact that that's coming out again in the upright means that that's picking up. So you're going to want to focus on that, because now you can finally feed and water that seed. If it's a money tree or if it's just a lifestyle, now you're going to be able to, those resources to be able to do that are coming in here. So basically focusing on, what's in front of you, right? Anything else here? 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, the wealth is looking good. The financial freedom and independence is looking good. This is due up. You know that this cycle of you being down couldn't have lasted forever. And so, now it's your turn to come out of this conflict, to come out of this kind of fighting tooth and nail, Seven of Wands in reverse posture. And you're going to get this public victory. You might even be reconciling with friends or family this Leo season. You could probably even maybe finally afford to for those that have been avoiding that due to just financially. It's going to be a big year, all right? There's going to be a lot of change and overturn. We have that Pluto going retrograde, I want to say early in May 2nd. It's going to be there till October. So everything that you feel like you've been behind on, for some it'll be finances, it'll be other things for other people, maybe family time, you're going to be able to catch up like bananas. This Pluto retrograde. I believe it's going to be retrograde in Capricorn, I want to say. So that means that it'll be a lot of kind of career, long-term oriented goals. Okay. Could even be financial goals. Reach out for more. I got to look and see if it's not retrograde in Pisces. I think it's retrograde in Capricorn. Because right now it should be in Aquarius from Capricorn. So you're going to be able to make leaps and bounds, playing quick catch up with like career, legacy, those kind of long-term goals as far as where you want to be with your life, your lifestyle. All right, reach out for more. Let's see what comes up for Scorpio. Yes, I'm seeing yes, he does. This came out up. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he has romantic feelings for you. Libra. Because he doesn't feel like it's gonna go anywhere. He doesn't feel like it's gonna go anywhere. That's why he's hiding it. And he also might feel like you don't feel the same way.
The conversation came up with Bob.
Yes, yes, he will.
Let's see what comes out.
Why are they just adding music to my stuff now?
Let's see what comes out for Virgo. What's 6,000 rush reading. Check in.
So that's Virgo.
You got running down tarot.
Yes, yes, he will do it for his better career. Okay, let's see what happens. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, if you're not Scorpio, take it for your eighth house. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me here on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K, so I can live stream for y'all. Check me out on YouTube. I'm actually doing free questions and live readings at Running Gun Tarot on YouTube, at Running Gun Tarot, all one word. Five of Sword in the upright. Again, this is for Scorpio. If you're not Scorpio, take it for your eighth house. This is cutting, severing ties. For some, it could be not playing fair, right? Cheating the game, not playing it by the rules, not playing fair. Someone is being very kind of quick to, could be jumping to conclusions, assumptions. This feels like it's operating out of ego, out of fear. Just be mindful of that, right? Try to redirect that into a healthy, productive energy. There seems to be a decision here. It's going to be in your favor. A work decision, it might just be taking forever in a day, right? Don't assume the worst. This feels like a shoe in. Two of heart in the upright, eight of pentacle, knight of pentacle. Two of heart is the partnership, right? You might know this person. You might have, you know, contacted, networked with this person through family or friends. This is straight, direct, to the point. No funny business. You will be receiving incoming communication this week that'll kind of solidify this negotiation. For some, it could be a relationship here as well, because I'm seeing a lot of heart energy. It could be between a queen and a knight of heart here. Yes, this is happiness. This is much to celebrate by the end of this week here. Could have been someone that you made a connection with from the past, recurring in a beneficial way, kind of Mercury retrograde working in your favor here. New action, new initiative, new incentive here. uh, King of Wands. You seem like a prime candidate. You seem very kind of influential. This feels like a role or maybe even a partner that you could kind of really grow into, grow old with. Looks good, feels good. Let's see what Sagittarius has to say. Reach out for more, please. What is it? Yeah.
Cancerian or fourth house crosswatcher, which I forgot about reading. Follow me on TikTok. Catch me on YouTube at Running Gun Tarot. Doing now actually answering
I
free.
don't know why they're just adding music to my shit. Like I'm an asshole. Okay, let's see what comes out for Sagittarius. If you're not Sagittarius, take for your ninth house. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can live stream for y'all. I'm also doing a free Q&A. Well, free questions and readings is what I want to say. On YouTube at Running Gun Tarot. Check me out there. Joker in the reverse. This actually embodies a lot of energy. Sagittarius for ninth house cross watcher. Primarily, it's like a hangman energy, a lot of stagnancy, waiting around. Okay, you might feel as though that you are so close to the beginning of a new chapter of stability. It might even feel that, like, just as you are about to enter this new chapter, things feel like they're moving painstakingly slow. Best not to look or try to operate in that perspective, that visual point of view. Um, Try to use this as a way to kind of incorporate healthy habits, healthy lifestyle choices, right? Nothing good is going to come from, like, I call it shot clock watching, watching the timer, watching the clock. It's just going to make it feel like it's moving even slower. Soon enough, this new period of kind of rebirth and starting something new will emerge and will show itself, but it's not going to do you any good. Um, Beating your head up against a wall, this is a time to change your perspective. Again, don't try to kind of create this ugly narrative, or that's going to be the egoic temptation is like, oh, this person is being very rude, they're not being timely, they're not doing this in a way that I want them to do it or in a way that I would do it. All of that's ego. It's not going to help you, right? You have to kind of just submit and give to the present moment, find the joy and the happiness and the satisfaction here in the present moment. Don't outsource, don't give your power to this external situation. Remember, the greatest, the finest opportunity in your favor can still be something that tries to test you egoically. Okay, don't feed into it. It feels now, me personally speaking, for myself, and maybe others can relate to this. It feels like that which triggers you or gets under your skin, because it's like the final home stretch for you entering this new phase of this cycle. It's really trying to come on to you very strong. It might even feel like you're being attacked, but again, you already won by not giving it your focus, your attention, or your power, right? But rather sitting in the stillness, sitting in meditation, right? This is that thing that's moving slow, 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 right? But it can only be moving slow to the relative observers. Switch your focus and your attention to where you could be positively useful and influential. And that'll do well for your alchemy, your personal energy. And it may even feel like it beat things up as well. Yeah, all your efforts, will be paying off. This is like a collective, reference in regards to all your efforts, meaning all these efforts of the past year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, your lifestyle, right? The the path that you've been following, your dharmic path, the good karma that you've been accruing, all of it, inch by inch, adds up. And so now's as good a time as ever to implement everything that you've been learning, by remaining present and not shot clock watching, as I like to call it. Because you might kind of soup yourself up under the guise of like a false narrative. And that's the last thing that you want to do, is create these kind of straw men to fight that only exist in your imagination, in your thought narrative. Anything else here, Spirit? Sagittarius here. I do see a lot of stability coming in from this opportunity, though. Again, not letting things disturb your peace. You can see it a mile away, right? You're, and that's a signifier that you've actually passed that kind of karmic test, where you're no longer fighting battles that you can't get anything out of. Even though your ego wants to, you're totally removed from it and detached from it. You have better areas that you could send your energy towards. Also, I think you'll get a lot of mileage in zooming out, seeing the bigger picture, seeing how far you've come. That way, when this victory comes in for you, and it will, in a palatable way, in a tangible way, you could actually savor it, and you could begin that process now by zooming out and seeing how kind of arduous this has been, and how you've kind of succeeded. You've passed with flying colors. Okay, it could have been how long you've been single, how long you've been out of a job, how long you've had to endure maybe a sickness or something like that. Something's coming to a conclusion here, and so you'll get great benefit as opposed to looking at the last mile of the race and being pissed that you still have a mile left. Be like, wow, I did 499 miles behind me, or something crazy. Because it's yearly, right? We're not just talking about something that was over the past year, week, or month. We're talking like this big cycle, maybe even like a 4-year cycle. Better to look at that and feel good about that than feel pissed about the last kind of leg of the race, so to speak, or the last mile of the race. Less than the leg. All right, reach out for more. Let's see what Capricorn has to say. I don't know why they keep on adding sounds to my videos when I don't want them. This is Sagittarius. Oops.
Scorpio, if you're a Scorpio, take for your 8th house, reach out for one reading. Follow me here on TikTok when we get to 1K. So
Capricorn, or take it for your 10th house if you're not a Capricorn. Follow me here on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can live stream for y'all. I'll be taking TikTok away in like 9 months. Reach out for one-on-one private reading, or if you want some free readings and questions, check me out on the YouTube at Run and Gun Tarot. I'm actually live streaming right now off my laptop while I do this. So Capricorn or 10th house crosswatcher, 7 of Swords in reverse. This is a very direct, straight to the point energy. No tricks, no punches pulled, no illusions. Clear success, clear victory, a shoe-in. Okay, there's no shadow of a doubt here. Very narrowing energy to the reality. You're going to be in a Queen of Pentacle bag. Okay, your money's going to be up here. Decisions going to be made in your favor. You're very affluential outside of your working career. This phase of you living in a life less than what's meant for you is coming to a big end here. And I don't say that in, a way to put down certain lifestyles, but I say that in a way that you've already garnered all the lessons. You've already extracted all the wisdom from this particular cycle. And so now you are advancing and evolving to where you can become more of a concrete force and influential factor in the 3D, as opposed to this feels like more so subtle, low key behind the scenes. But you've already mastered this energy level here, so now it's time for you to kind of get back out there. If you, especially for those that have been feeling like they've been on the bench these past fucking 4 years, even. Um, I do see a relationship pair here, a couple here. Um, feels in your favor. You're growing your own. You don't want help from certain groups of people, certain personnel. There are some things that can't cross your boundaries, right? Where you want to do things on your own. And I commend you. I applaud you for that. Much respect. Because you said you were going to do something in a certain way, and it feels and it looks like you were doing exactly that. Um, Obviously, no one person is an island. You will accept kind of appropriate connections, networks inside um, lanes or avenues that could benefit you. Um, but the way in which this is being done in a manner that you can look back and be proud of fulfilling how you wanted to accomplish this. Um, Not taking the easy, cheap way or the easy shortcut by any means. Saying you're going to do something and you're going to do it and you're going to advance yourself from that Queen of Pentacle position to the King of Pentacle. And people may look at you and say, wow, this person bet on himself and he actually came through. He may have had to sacrifice a fucking year or 2 or 3 or 4 years of his life, but he actually did it. And the right opportunity found him or her, right? And so that's going to empower you to really emerge as the King of Pentacle. The King of Pentacle energy may take like a couple of years to really settle in and get into, but it feels like a new lease on life, and you know what moves to make now. Yes, because now you are building for keeps, legacy, right? The King of Pentacles looking directly to the Ten of Pentacle, so you need that equal opposite appropriate partner that's ride or die. You know how to find that and look for that, and also you know how to play the money game. It could have been that no one taught you the game of life. Uh, Credit card debt or bad purchases or liabilities in the form of people or lifestyle. Now that that's all cleaned up, your bounce back game is going to be second to none. It's going to be impeccable, impregnable, all those words. So it really does look like that, though. No lie. I'm very excited. I'm really excited for it. And also that Pluto going retrograde in, I believe, Capricorn, May 2nd to October. So that 6 month period you're going to have a lot of catch up that you're going to be able to make. And it's going to be fast and swift, and it's going to put you right on track seemingly overnight. I kid you not. Reach out for more.
Let's see what comes out. Sagittarius, we're not Sagittarius, take for your ninth house, which I'm reading on TikTok.
Aquarius, if you're not Aquarius, take for your 11th house as a cross watcher. Reach out for a one-on-one personal private read. Follow me here on TikTok. Let me get to 1K. Circle live stream for y'all here. If you can't catch me here, catch me on the YouTube at Running Gun Tarot. I'm actually live streaming, taking free questions and readings right now. That's at Running Gun Tarot, all one word on YouTube. Aquarius or 11th house crosswatcher, 8 of swords in the upright. Shame, guilt, fear, overthinking. Okay, don't buy it. Zoom out, look at the big picture, take the path of love. Choose a path of love. Because if you start to overthink and fester with the mental energy, then it's going to lead to negative emotion, and that's going to create a negative feedback loop. And then you're just going to be this walking grouch. Ace of Sword in the reverse. You might need a good meditation session. That's what I'm going to be doing after these reads, actually. It's a good way to replenish, tap back into the formless source of energy that we call source, right? It's not all earthly material. It's not all sugar and caffeine and nicotine. Meditation is a great way to restore that kind of intangible source energy. Yeah, it just feels like one thing leads to another. So you want to nip this in the bud, get ahead of it. Don't let it fester to where you start kind of questioning. Although things might feel like they're ramping up as far as this kind of emotional sadness or this feeling like you're ostracized or alone for some, it's because you're about to make this huge breakthrough. Okay. So that 5 of hearts is that remorseful energy. It's because you are actually going to make this huge breakthrough. See, top of the world energy. Joker on top of the world, literally. And see that 5 of heart? It's in the reverse now. So no longer are you going to be kind of saddling yourself, sandbagging yourself, really, with this energy. Okay, you're gonna rest, recover, and it's been what's been empowering you is this solo journey. So now's not the time to no longer trust it, right? You've mastered this. You've become an expert in it. Things will be moving for you financially. The more that you move, the more that you get yourself in the mix, in the fold, the more you can move energy around. And when you're moving energy around, it wants to come back towards you. And you're sticking to your moral and ethical compass, so it's going to be good energy. Yes, but this is a time to not resist. Okay, don't shot clock watch. Don't count the days. Stick to what you're doing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. 10 of Pentacles, because you will be led to the promised land. You will finally have reached that chapter, and this is the next cycle and chapter that you're moving into for those that haven't already begun their legacy journey, right? Building their household. I'm talking financially and spiritually aligned, right? And you haven't had that yet in this lifetime, seemingly, where you've been at the peak pinnacle of your awareness, your spiritual consciousness, and now that being aligned with the material world. It took a while for that to come, right? Usually you have it before you know the value and the worth of it. So you have to lose it to really learn from the bottom up what the value and the worth of it is. Or you are working on the spiritual side, but the bag isn't there, or vice versa. So this is for those that had it, maybe lost it, learned the value of it, and now they're getting it back again. And in the meanwhile of them not having it or having lost it, they built up their spiritual game, and that's what allows them to get this back now, right? Tenfold. Because you're going to be that much more smart, strategic, aware, conscientious, knowing what this worth is, knowing what this is, knowing that this is not about you. You're just a baton bearer in this race where you're going to pass it on to the next generation. And they're going to get a hell of a head start coming from you. What's that? What's on a triathlon? It's where you're passing the baton. I don't know. Someone write it in the comments. It's good. I'm going to remember it as soon as I cut this off. Baton race. All right. Baton sounds like, I don't want to tell you what baton sounds like. Reach out for more. Baton. I don't know what this is. There's something here, like in the collar of my shirt. I'm just gonna take the shirt off because this is. I'm gonna throw it in the dirty clothes. It's not dirty. This piece of shit. All right, I got one more video, so I'm just gonna keep the shirt. I might as well. I came this far. I think I got the hair that there was a piece of hair. I must have like cut my hair while I was wearing this last time, but it was like right in the collar, and it's just like been itching me this whole time. No more. Now, one more video, then I'm gonna meditate because I'm getting grumpy, and then I might burn this shirt. He's a grumpy man. He's been doing this for way too fucking long. I had someone from India ask me several questions, and I had to block abusing my. See Pisces, if you're not Pisces, sacred 12th house, reach out for one-on-one private. Follow me here on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K Circle live stream for y'all, or you can catch me on the YouTube at Running Gun Tarot. I'm doing live questions and readings free. Five of Swords in reverse for Pisces or 12th house cross watcher. This is a bridging effect, a bridging energy. 4 wands in the upright, crossing the finish line. For some, it'll be marriage. It'll be those old traditional ways of understanding that card, public celebration, baptism, baby shower, things like that. But for the bigger story, it's crossing a finish line here. And you might even be concerned. You should not be concerned because it's a shoe-in, all right? This is going to open doors for a lot of options, all right? Your world's going to expand. No need to worry. This is work-related. A lot of doubt, all right? When is this going to come? It's a shoe-in, okay? And things are going to pick up when it's going to start raining. It's going to start raining cats and dogs. It's going to start pouring. What's this decision here? Crossroads decision. Decision is, should I invest in myself? There could be a better offer that you might want to take. You might want to lay off of that though and wait till this first offer comes in. It might be higher paying, but it might take a little longer to come through. You might want to wait for the higher paying job here. All right, don't pull the trigger, don't jump the gun. Look at the bigger picture. It'll be worth the wait. Yeah, soon enough. I'm really getting that your world is going to change. Okay, it's going to, right side up and inside out for the better. 10 of heart. It just feels like reunion as well. So whatever this opportunity is that is coming in, it's going to open up a lot of doors. It's going to allow you to reunite, maybe even with old friends and family, something of that nature. Somebody has possibly been missing you from a distance, but That'll probably be bridged, and y'all will be reunited soon enough. I'm just getting that it really was like a financial situation that it might have been keeping you apart from family, friends, loved ones, but that'll be turning out for the best. Because that Ten of Cups is happiness with family, friends, if you have children, things like that. All right, reach out for more. I'll leave it there. Let's see. I'm seeing yes. Yes, you will.
Let's see. Pisces, no Pisces, secret 12th house.
I'm going to burn this shirt because it's been itching me. This piece of hair. Leave-a-dop. This is so good for pain. Leave-a-dop. That's how Little Wayne raps. Leave-a-dop. Am I ever going to have a relationship this year? That's how they wrote their question, like how a 3-year-old. But no hate. I'm just saying the way you wrote it. I'm going to ever have a relationship this year. I'm going to ever have a relationship. I'm just a sucker for pain. I heave it up, wheel it up.
Aquarius, Aquarius, secret 11th house.
Would have an instantaneous influence on the other. Houses, not a lot of people know that, but what the hell? Who you play with, sweetie? Amanda.
Wow, we keep over. But it's not.
When Little Wayne said, "Bahibadop." just after 9, we got 1, 2, 3, we got 3 minutes after 9. Centric and